Top 10 Most Scariest Fishes in Ocean 2023. The electric eel, Electrophorus electricus, is an elongated South American fish that produces a powerful electric shock to stun its prey, usually other fish. Long, cylindrical, scaleless, and usually gray-brown, sometimes with a red underside, the electric eel can grow to 2.75 meters, 9 feet, and weigh 22 kilograms, 48.5 pounds. The tail region constitutes about 4/5 of the electric eel's total length, which is bordered along the underside by an undulating anal fin that is used to propel the fish. Despite its name, it is not a true eel but is related to the Kerasin fish, which include piranhas and neon tetras. The electric eel is one of the principal aquatic predators of the whitewater flooded forest known as Varzea. In one fish survey of a typical Varzea, electric eels made up more than 70% of the fish biomass. The electric eel is a sluggish creature that prefers slow-moving fresh water, where it surfaces every few minutes to gulp air. The mouth of the electric eel is rich with blood vessels that allow it to use the mouth as a lung. The term, anglerfish, covers a number of different species, all of whom have one thing in common: a bioluminescent lure that they can swing from the top of their heads to attract their prey, before sinking in a set of gnashers that would impress even Dracula. Definitely a case of having a face that only a mother could love, and well, it would have to be a mother, because mates are hard to find in the inky blackness of the deep sea. In fact, deep-sea dating is so difficult that the females of some anglerfish species form a very close, lifelong bond with the males. So close, in fact, that the male's head is permanently fused into the female's body, effectively turning him into a portable sack of nuts. Who said romance was dead? Not so much a scary fish but definitely an ugly fish. Whoever gave the blobfish its name was perhaps a little bit lazy, possibly a little bit mean, but definitely scientifically accurate. Cycroludes marketus lives between 600–1,200 meters near the seafloor where, to be fair, they look a lot less blobby than they do up here. They never visit the surface with a face like that. Who would? But they are sometimes accidentally brought up as bycatch, and their gelatinous bodies, like lots of other fish, can't cope with gravity. The very strange-looking frilled shark Chlamydozoolacus sanguineus is one of the oldest surviving species of shark in the water, and therefore among the oldest animals to have ever inhabited the planet, with some estimates dating the species to around 150 million years. That's twice as old as the last living dinosaur that we know of, and 149.9 million years older than humans. The frilled shark is found from the poles to the equator in both the Atlantic and the Pacific, and while it definitely looks weird and just a wee bit scary, it is not thought to be at all dangerous. A fish as deserving of its name as it would be had it been given a starring role in an underwater version of Game of Thrones. Dragonfish are a group of aggressive deep-sea predators, and the very weird and scary-looking Sloane's viperfish Chaliotis sloani, pictured above, is the current world record holder for tooth-to-body size of any living fish known to science, so large that the fish is unable to properly close its mouth. It hunts by opening its jaws and rushing at its prey, impaling its dinner in much the same way as any decent horror movie hero impales the undead. Fortunately, it lives very deep in the ocean and only grows to around 30 centimeters, but one bite is all it takes. Wolves look graceful, powerful, beautiful and majestic. Wolf eels do not. Growing to around 2.5 meters in length, Anerychthys ocellatus is mostly harmless to humans, although like the more common moray eels, if you poke around in its den, you're going to lose whatever you're poking with. Resident of the cooler waters of the North Pacific, wolf eels often mate for life, take up residence in a small cave and take turns guarding their eggs as the other adult goes foraging for crustaceans and shellfish. Rather a family-oriented sort of fish, really, and not at all scary. Just comes up a little short in the department of fairer features. Everything about the goblin sharkfish screams insanity. Its long nose gives it a hellish unicorn look. Its pink flesh makes it look like it's got no skin. You can see how people used to believe in dragons and sea monsters when there are creatures like this out there. As if all that wasn't enough, this is the biggest fish on our list by far. For years, scientists thought they maxed out at around 13 feet. That was until 2000, when a giant female over 20 feet long was caught in the Gulf of Mexico. We still have no real idea just how big they're capable of getting. You might have heard us gush about this fish before. The red-lipped batfish is quite an unusual fish found in the cool waters of the Galapagos Islands. Although it looks more like a frog than a bat with its leg-like fins, the batfish's signature blood-red pout could be interpreted as vampiric in nature, bloody residue of their latest victim. Yikes. Indeed, the batfish likes to feast upon other small fish and small crustaceans like shrimps and mollusks, drawing its prey in with a lure on its head. Rather than swimming, the red-lipped batfish skulks around the seafloor in the dark, just like a vampire. Ready for some real, sci-fi looking worm-like creatures for Kevin Bacon to battle next? Get ready to meet hagfish in Tremors 7. Underwater carnage. I think as ocean lovers, we can all agree this is a worthy cause to get behind. Hagfish are slimy, primitive fish that haven't changed much in the past 300 million years or so. Unlike the graboids, or dirt dragons, from Tremors 1990, hagfish don't have jaws, true eyes or even a stomach, and instead rely upon their mouth tentacles and tooth-like structures made of keratin to find and bury themselves face-first into animal carcasses that fall to their home on the seafloor. How can hagfish eat without real teeth and a stomach? By absorbing the nutrients from their food through their skin. If feasting on dead flesh didn't sound gross enough, hagfish can also secrete an extreme amount of slime to defend against predators and ward off food competitors. And though I wouldn't want to run into a hagfish anytime soon, as scavengers they play a highly important role in seafloor ecosystems by recycling carbon and other nutrients. The puffer, which is also called swellfish, or blowfish, is any member of a group of about 90 species of fishes of the family Tetraodontidae, noted for their ability when disturbed to inflate themselves so greatly with air and water that they become globular in form. Puffers are found in warm and temperate regions around the world, primarily in the sea but also, in some instances, in brackish or fresh water. They have tough, usually prickly skins and fused teeth that form a beak-like structure with a split in the center of each jaw. The largest puffers grow about 90 centimeters, 3 feet long, but most are considerably smaller. Many species are poisonous. A highly toxic substance, tetroodontoxin, is especially concentrated in the internal organs. Although this substance can cause death, puffers are sometimes used as food. In Japan, where the fishes are called fugu, they must be carefully cleaned and prepared by a specially trained chef.